What's up? Guess I'll do it like that. I don't know. How's it going? Had a really good day so far. Caught a ton of fish. We're going to keep trying to catch some fish. I figured I'd go live. Maybe it's too windy, but we'll see. If everyone comes in and says that it's too windy, then maybe I'll call it off. So, get the GoPro going here. Hopefully I can find some more fish. Let's see who comes in and wants to hang out. Yo, what's up, Ted? I took your advice and went live. Fishing with Lucas. What's going on? Catfish Wrangler. So I guess before I start this thing, I'll tell you how the day went. We'll start with last night. Rained all day yesterday, and I was going to go to the movies with my girlfriend. Well, I did go to the movies with my girlfriend, but I left like 30 minutes early from my parents' house, where I'm staying right now. I came and fished right here. I didn't really even move. I just stayed basically right here where I'm at right now. And I was hammering them last night, which was crazy. It had rained all day, but I think it's because it was about to rain again. I think it's that kind of low pressure time, and they were fired up. I didn't want to leave, but we had tickets already for the movies, so I went ahead and left, and I got there on time, and it was great. It was supposed to rain all day today, so I was not planning on fishing. I was actually going to try to edit some stuff and get some stuff taken care of. But I woke up, and it was not raining when it was supposed to be, so I was like, I'll go fish before the rain. And it was on fire this morning, and now they've taken almost all the rain chances out. So if it does rain, obviously I'll end the live stream. But it was so windy this morning, I didn't go live. And I know the wind sounds good now. It keeps coming in gusts. It'll get really strong and then it'll die down. So if it gets strong again, I'll end the thing. But this morning I was hammering them. I caught a 3-pound bass, at least 2 or 3 2-pound bass, and then a bunch around that 1/2 pound to 1.5 pound range. And what's funny is all I've been using all day is micro light setup and crappie jig. I'm just fishing for bluegills, crappie, green sunfish, stuff like that. And I've been hammering the bass out here too. Also, the crappie spawn is pretty much over, if not already over, but I'm still finding some crappie that are up shallow, which is really cool. So I've got I caught a bunch of keeper crappie this morning, then I decided to keep some, and I've got 14 keepers in a cooler back at my house. Caught a ton of big sunfish too, so it's been awesome. So I decided to go live and let's do it. So let me say what's up to everybody, and then we're gonna get the GoPro going and cast out and see what's up. So this morning I started here. I was doing really good, and I worked my way all the way down pretty much to the other end where that dock is, if you guys are familiar with this lake where I've done some live streams before. And the wind's picking up now a little bit too. It's probably worse when I'm not blocking it from you guys. But basically down there near the dock I got into some, over here I got into a bunch, and then in between I've got into some, but it hasn't been as good. So I'm going to start right here, and I guess I'll just work my way down there and move you guys with me every time I need to move. But the bites slowed down a ton, and oh wow, is my phone even charging? It is, but this cord looks rough. It's got exposed wires on it, so hopefully this cord doesn't fall apart. I'll have to go find another one. But anyway, we got Ted from Off the Hook, we got Fishing with Lucas, we got Catfish Wrangler, Jake Martin, Living In and Outdoors. Molly's in here. What's going on? Aren't you supposed to be at work? Looks good. Wind is good. You're fine. Mic check. Thank you. Sean from Native Wild Man's in here. Fish Ranch Aquatics. Wow, changed your name again. Wow, man, that's awesome. Rocco from the Laugh Channel. What's going on? You get the stickers I sent? Yes, I just got the stickers, man. I have actually quite a few things I need to show off in a live stream. I decided I'd probably do it in a live stream instead of make a video for all of them. But I'm gonna do one of the two soon. So your stickers, and then I've got some other stickers and stuff from some other people as well. So I need to show some of that stuff off in the live stream soon. So I appreciate it. Thanks for the stickers, man. They're looking good. And I like what you added to them, the little scan, the QR code or whatever. That's awesome. Sea King, everyone wants to see you fish, bro. All fellow squadrons, that's awesome. It's me, Fish Ranch House. I know, buddy. Let's see. I'll be doing some research. GoPro phone live setup. Are you going to be trying to do live? Is that what you're talking about, Rocco? Trying to do some lives? Mike's Fishing Home has been a member for 3 months. Appreciate you. Yeah, the wind's really picking up now. I'm sure it's going to be whipping once I move out of the way, but hopefully it doesn't get too bad. Let's see. 9:45 cast stat. That's awesome. Oh, it's lunchtime. Gotcha. Outcast Owls are in here. What's going on, Outcast Owls? 10-pounder just jumped right behind you. Yeah, 10-pound goose probably. JK. Let's go. All right, I'm caught up. Well, let's cast out. I got the GoPro on. It's on looping mode for 5 minutes. So every time I catch a fish, remind me to just say like Ted says, say capture it, and I'll hit that off button so that way it records the last 5 minutes. That way it's not just burning through SD cards the whole time. It'll still burn through battery, but I won't have to go through hours. So I've been making a video all day today, but I don't know if you're going to be able to hear anything because it's been super windy. So the audio is probably trash. And I have this wind thing I can put on it that actually works pretty good, but it makes the GoPro overheat really quickly, and it's a pain in the butt every time I change batteries. I have to unscrew this entire mount, take it off, change the battery, put the mount back on, put the thing back on. It's a whole pain in the butt. Looping is the bomb. Yeah, I just started messing with it when me and Ted were together. I've been meaning to mess with it for a while, but I was too scared to lose footage and stuff. But I decided to do it. I haven't edited anything that I've recorded with loop mode yet. I'm assuming it'll work fine though. And the only other person who was fishing here looks like they're leaving now. So there was a guy fishing for crappie this morning. He wasn't catching nothing. I was doing really well with the crappie earlier today. But let's stop talking and start fishing, why don't we? We got 10 people in here, 7 thumbs up. Thanks for that, guys. How many GoPro batteries do you go through per day when recording? If I record all day and leave my GoPro running, whether it's on looping mode or just straight recording, I could easily go through 10 or 15. A lot of people will have it hooked up to an external power pack, which does help with overheating and stuff as well. But I just have a lot on me already to be doing all that today, but I've done it before. I like the GoPro 10s because they have this mode called hindsight or something like that, and it's got voice commands. You can say GoPro turn on, or maybe you have to turn it on manually, one or the other. But as long as you keep turning it on every time, it automatically turns off, so you leave it on all day but not recording. If you hook up with a fish, you can say GoPro start recording if you have the voice commands. And so it'll start recording, but the hindsight mode can record, I think it's up to like 30 seconds before you even start recording. I don't understand how it works at all. And I'm assuming it burns through some battery to do that. It would have to. Because if you start recording, if you say GoPro start recording as soon as you hook up with the fish or 10 seconds after, it'll actually catch the moment you hook up with the fish if it was within 30 seconds before. So hindsight mode's crazy. I don't really understand that, but I have the Hero 9 and I don't think it has hindsight mode. So I leave mine on all day. Makes editing easier. Oh, I bet it will. You should go to Ted's spot and hook all the bass so they don't bite Saturday. It's only 14 hours from here, so I'll get started on that right away. All right, man, I appreciate that. I only use external power packs, 2 for $21. We'll keep your GoPro recording for 24 hours. Yeah, you should message me or just say it in the comments if you don't care people knowing what brand you use. I got these ones, and my phone's hooked up to it right now. These ONNs. And gosh. See, they just come with a whole host of problems. I don't like being connected to anything via a wire. But if it's overheating to where you can't do anything, then that's something you got to do. So you don't use the GoPro batteries. You leave them out and you just hook it up to a power pack, right? Yeah, you have hindsight. It's pretty crazy. I don't really understand how it works. All right, well, I'm going to cast out and see if we can get a fish first cast. If it was this morning, we would have. If it was last night, we would have. Now I'm not so sure, but we got to try. So it's recording now. It's on looping mode. When I catch a fish and hit the off button, it'll save the last 5 minutes before that. And so if you're not familiar with looping mode, you can set it for 20 minutes. You can set it for an hour, whatever. That way you can constantly record all day and not miss anything if you don't have hindsight mode like I don't. And then you click it after something happens that you want to be recorded for your video or whatever, or that you may want recorded for your video, and it'll save the last 5 minutes or however many minutes you set. So that's what I'm doing right now with the looping mode. You guys see me down here? Not too well, huh? Stand on the rock, maybe you can see me a little better. I'll keep periodically checking the chat. Since I'm having to find the fish now, it's going to be a lot more of me just casting all over the place. And if I check the chat constantly, I'll have a harder time finding them, which is another reason I was hesitant to go live. But I'll try to do the best I can of fishing and checking the chat, but I'm not going to be able to go back and read chats that I missed, because then I won't be caught up in real time. Yeah, this morning, man, it was like first 5 casts I pretty much had a fish. I caught a green sunfish, then a crappie, then a 3-pound bass on this ultralight setup, which was awesome. I keep calling it ultralight, it's microlight, which I think is even lighter. But same thing basically, I guess. So this morning there were fish in this area. Now I'm hesitant. I don't know. We may have to move down and find them again. I know where I left off before I went to my house and took a break was down there a ways, and we can go back there and try it here in a second. But let me get a few casts here before we decide to move, just in case. I gotta figure out if the crappie are still somewhat shallow or if they've moved a little deeper, I don't know. It's so crazy though, I started out this morning with a hoodie on, and now it's so humid and hot I couldn't even imagine wearing a hoodie. Like, I'm sure the GoPro will overheat, and I may end up just stopping the recording. Let me get a couple more casts and I'll check back with you guys, and we might move on down. But yeah, I caught some decent keeper-sized crappies today. I've caught 1 bluegill, that's it, but a ton of green sunfish. There we go, we got a fish. Oh, it was a bass. I'm sitting here talking and not paying attention, man. I just lost a bass at the bank. That sucks. It was probably a little 1-pound bass, I would say. Came off right at the bank. And this is why I really wish I had a cameraman. I wish I had someone here to aim it at who could have seen that fish. I really like the lives that me and Off the Hook did together. I'm going to keep casting in this spot since I just had a fish on. But I really like the lives me and Off the Hook did together, because we had those mics. We had the ability for one person to be fishing and the other person to move the mic around, and we could have even switched back and forth if we needed to. I really like those better quality live streams. But it just sucks when you're out here alone, because I could aim it down so you guys could see the water a little better, but then every time I come up here I'd have to aim it back up, and so it's I don't know, I don't feel like constantly moving it back and forth. I really wish I had a camera person here with me. Watch your big head, King. Do what? The Off the Hook edition. He just slaps a sticker on him. That's so funny. I'm doing a short on our capture thing, King. That's funny. You guys got me on a whole nother quest now. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff. What is he rambling about? I like your microlight setup. I got a few for the kids and myself. Yeah, I like them a lot. I have a feeling I'm going to snap this thing soon and have to get a new one, though. I abuse this thing. Not on purpose. I take it out on rocky areas and I fish spillways with it, and I've caught big old fish with it, and sometimes it falls over and, you know, gets bent by, like, a big fish will take it at the spillway. I fought a paddlefish on this thing, on this little guy right here. I had it close to the bank. That doesn't mean that I almost had landed it, but I had it close to the bank, and then it went and snapped off. But yeah, this thing is taking some abuse for sure. I feel that, Daniel. Your audio sounds great from far away. You might just be screaming. Nope, I don't have an external mic. I really want to get one. I want to get the DJI mics that Off the Hook has. Yeah, I just talk louder when I walk away. But hopefully for the future of the channel, my goal is to eventually get some nice external mics. I don't know how soon or how far that will be. But I really want to get some. It's just hard to afford that stuff. Let's see. Just stopped by for a howdy and a good luck, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you, Al's Outdoors. The Ceremonic mics are a great option as well. I thought that those things were wired. Are they completely wireless? Or if any part of them's wired, I don't want it. People across the lake are like, why is that crazy guy in a Cookie Monster shirt screaming at himself? That's normal out here. I do this all the time, so they're used to me by now. Some of them like me, some of them hate me. He done ran out of cookies. Amber Duval, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. So I had a decent bass on. Like I said, I wish I could just angle this thing down so you guys could see a little bit better. But then every time I come talk to the camera, I'd have to angle it back. I don't feel like doing all that necessarily. Maybe if I stood here and talked to you guys, I could reach the thing. I don't know, we'll figure it out. You guys can see my head, I'm guessing, when I'm down there, but you probably can't see the water very well. Well, some barbecues in here. Let's try it though. We'll try going down one. Something like that. And then maybe I could say, I gotta duck down while I talk to you guys. Has anyone tried using the AirPods for mics? No. I didn't even know AirPods had mics on them. I don't have a iPod or Apple or whatever that is. So. Alright. I had probably about a 1 pound bass on and I lost it right here. But I've caught several bass over 2 pounds and one that was about 3 today already. The good sized bass have been fired up and been hitting these little crappie jigs, which is awesome. But I'm gonna get a few casts in right here, just kind of fan cast all around. I got something on. Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. It was a big chunky green sunfish and I lost that one. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. Of course, I go live and I start losing all the fish before I can get them in. I thought about bringing a net, but with this rod, external power pack, phone, tripod, bucket, everything I got on my head, the satchel here, I think I got enough stuff on me. I don't feel like bringing a net in the backpack too. There we go. Second bluegill of the day. But yeah, I caught a ton of crappie, 1 bluegill, ton of green sunfish, ton of bass this morning already. I mean, I tore it up. And I kept thinking, I mean, I was filming, but the audio is going to be shot. That's another reason I need those microphones. But I kept thinking I would love to do a live. That'd be really cool. But it was so windy. There's just not a chance. So once I can get some external mics, once I can get some mics, the audio is going to be a lot better, and I'll be able to go live from a lot more places. When I do my trout fishing, those lives are always terrible because, one, I was using StreamYard, and I can't use StreamYard on my phone for some reason. It makes the quality awful doing that third party. And then 2, it's always so windy there that you can't even hear anything. So now that I go through YouTube and once I eventually get some external mics, I'll be able to do awesome lives for trout fishing and all types of stuff. So first fish of the stream that I've landed, I lost probably a 1 pound bass and a really nice, probably about a ½ pound or so green sunfish, a big monster green sunfish. So there is the first fish of the stream. It's a male bluegill, a really dark one, not too big or anything. I've got a bucket here to keep some fish. I'm definitely not going to keep this guy. He's a little too small. But yeah, we'll get him back. First fish of the stream. Let's see, Ace is packing, fishing tomorrow right after school. There's a wire that plugs the receiver into the camera, but the transmitters are wireless. So how would that work for it being on a tripod for a live? That's why I like the DJI ones, and they're probably more expensive, but it just plugs right in, which is cool. The only problem is I don't know how to charge it and have the transmitter in at once. I got to find some adapter that will let me do that. How's the Sunfish King gonna lose a sunfish on a live? Oh, it's happened plenty of times. I'll hit the button because I caught a little fish. I forgot to show it to the mic anyway. Appreciate you guys. And that'll save, I don't know if that'll save the bass too. I don't know if that was within 5 minutes, but if both those fish I lost and that one I landed were within the 5 minutes, they'll be saved on there. Flathead bait. I'm driving to work. I will leave you on and listen. All right, buddy, I appreciate it. I may go fishing after work. Good luck, man. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea where the closest place you can catch flathead to here is. The closest place I've caught flathead to where I'm at right now is about 25-30 minutes away in the Blue River. But there's definitely not a single flathead in this lake right here unless someone put one in last night or something. Alright, so then I gotta remember to start the recording again. And this thing's already down to 40-something% battery. Gosh dang it. It does that all the time. It'll start and then it stops recording immediately. I don't know what the deal is. But we're just gonna fan cast around here and then I'll just slide you guys down just a little bit at a time. I'm hoping to find a nice little pile of crappie again, because definitely caught some decent crappie today, and I've got 14 in a cooler back at home on some ice. And I'd love to catch another 14 or so to add to that to make a really good fish fry later. But if the bite's really bad here, what I'll do is I'll end this live and I'll do another one fishing from the bank with worms in my neighbor's backyard. That way I can just sit there and chill. That's if it doesn't start raining and if the wind doesn't pick up. I'm glad I did go live though because the wind's pretty much stopped now. But right along with the wind dying, the fish bite has died because I mean I caught a ton of fish earlier, and now I'm not finding anything. I wasn't even gonna go live. I was actually coming back out here to keep recording and keep finding fish. Which obviously, when I'm not live, I have a lot better luck finding the fish because I can move around as much as I want. I don't have to stay right in frame, and I don't have to keep coming back and reading the chat. But because the wind had died down so much, I was like, dude, I'll do a live. Nothing wrong with that. So if you guys saw the thumbnail, that bass, that's about a 2.5 pound bass or something like that. That was one of the nicest ones I caught this morning, just on a little crappie jig. And I didn't get that one on the GoPro. That was before I even decided to start recording. But I did get I got a release clip I filmed on my phone and some pictures. But then probably the second and third nicest bass of the day, and several smaller bass, I got them all on the GoPro. As long as I hit the record button in time on this looping mode thing. So I think what I'm gonna do here, I'll get back with the chat in 1 second. I think I'm gonna cast, probably get about 4 casts out in all directions. And if I don't find anything, then we'll move on down. I just don't want to leave a spot without checking everywhere. Because I see fish jumping down there. They're just out of the reach of where I can cast though. But man, they were fired up last night. They're fired up this morning, which is crazy because we had a ton. I mean, it just poured last night. This water is like a lot cloudier than normal. It's a lot higher than normal. We even got a little bit of a cold front up here right now. But the fish were still biting this morning, which is awesome. And I'm going to do what I can to get on as many nice fish as we can in this live stream. Because the bass were fired up this morning hitting these crappie jigs. It was a ton of fun. There were some guys out here bass fishing. I didn't see them catch a thing. But you can believe they were looking over at me every time I pulled a 2-3 pound bass out on these crappie jigs. And then there was a guy crappie fishing, and all he was catching was little green sunfish. I wanted to tell him he was fishing a little too close to the bank, but I don't think he wanted to hear that. But I was pulling out one crappie after another right in front of him. He was catching green sunfish and calling them perch. He's like, I caught a ton of perch. I was like, yeah, whatever you want to call them. So, got a little bit of weeds on my stuff. So I'll get 2 more casts out here, this direction, and then I'll read some chats that I may have missed, and then we'll just slide on down. So as long as the weather's nice, I'm gonna try to stay live. So feel free to share it out if you want. Smack that like button and all that stuff if you want to. No one's making you, but if you want to, go ahead. That'd be great. I'd appreciate it. Oh, I had something, man. Something smacked my lure. It was pretty close to the bank. So I don't know if it was a crappie or a green sunfish or what it was, but I definitely didn't set the hook this time. That's another thing. When I'm talking to the chat, I have a really hard time getting a good hook set and paying attention to what I'm doing. My mind's other places. So hopefully within the year I'll get the footage from this morning out on the channel. I'm just over a year behind on footage. I keep getting more and more behind. So I'm really hoping this summer that I'm going to take some time to get some videos edited, pump out some old videos, and get caught up to where I'm putting out newer content too. I'm going to move the fishing with off the hook close to the front of the list because we had an awesome collab out there, and he didn't film a whole lot of it. He has a good video on his channel if you want to check it out. But I filmed almost all of it. So I'm going to have an awesome video. Oh my goodness, I just lost another fish. Wow. I have a really hard time talking to the camera, trying to face back that way, and then I feel a bite and I just totally miss it. So I guess I'll take a couple more casts this way since I just missed 2 more bites here. And I'll come and check the chat here in a second before I decide to move. Something out there was hitting my jig. Out of the last 3 or 4 casts, I had 2 bites. So, but if you're just coming in, welcome. I'll check the chat in a second. This morning I tore them up. I caught some nice bass. Biggest was about 3. I caught really nice crappie. Biggest was, I don't know, maybe just under a pound. Some awesome green sunfish, a couple bluegills. In this live stream, I've landed 1 bluegill. I've missed a few bites. I lost about a pound or so largemouth at the bank, and I lost a big chunky green sunfish at the bank. We're gonna do 2 more casts here. Just 2 more casts. I'm worried that one's gonna get snagged. It's a little close to the bank. There's just enough wind to make it hard out here. I got something though. Nope. It's a decent green sunfish though. Chunky green sunfish, so I guess I'll get caught up in the chat while I'm here and get a couple more casts out before we move and try another spot. So, but instead of this live being me just slamming fish, it's going to be me trying to find the fish and then hopefully catching some nice ones at each spot. So, decent green sunfish. I'm a big fan of green sunfish. Some people say they're ugly, and they do have a kind of funny looking face, but I think they're pretty awesome fish. So, got a decent green sunfish there. I gotta keep remembering to get it in the GoPro or just quit filming altogether. But decent green sunfish there. So yeah, fish number 2 that I've actually landed of this little live stream. I've missed more than I've landed, so we gotta work on that. But some nice colors on it right there. They're all chunky right now. They're all pretty good size. So I'm gonna get this one back real quick and then check on the chat. So hit that button. All right, yeah, I'm way behind. Receiver can go on the flash mount on a camera or clip on anything. Okay, that's awesome. My wife's making me go fishing 12 out of the next 15 days. Man, I feel for you there. Fishing time, let's go. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for the good luck. I appreciate that. Fishing with Big Mike's in the house. What's going on, man? I had a heck of a day this morning, but like I caught several bass in the 2 to 3 pound range. Ton of bass in the half pound to a pound or so range, and then a bunch of crappie. Haven't got any show crackers yet, but I've got some bluegills and a ton of green sunfish, and it was black and white crappie I was catching. Literally all on this same setup here on the black and chartreuse, these little tiny Bobby Garland baby shad crappie jigs with a 1/16 ounce jig head. Now the wind was really strong this morning. It made it hard to cast, but that wasn't the biggest problem. The biggest problem was probably shot the audio completely from my GoPro. And then also, I wanted to go live, but I couldn't because it was just too windy. So now the wind has died down enough that I can go live and it probably sounds fine. But Ted from Off the Hook, he's the one that convinced me to go live. I sent him a couple pictures of the nicer bass I was catching. And he's like, man, you should go live if you're catching fish like that. And I was like, it's just too windy. And then I came back out here after I went to the bathroom and I put some fish on some ice because I had like 14 keeper crappies I went and put on some ice. I came back out here and I was like, the wind has died down enough to go live, so I'm trying it. Let's see, 9 o'clock cast now. 9 o'clock from where I'm at now is directly on the grass. All right. I'm from Oklahoma, and a lot of people, like everyone, calls any kind of sunfish or bluegill perch, but I don't say that because it gets confusing with white perch. Yeah, common names are common names, you know. Not everyone's going to know the scientific, like the Perca flavescens, which is yellow perch. They're not going to know the difference between that and what people call perch here, which is bluegills, Lepomis macrochirus, or Lepomis cyanellus, which is green sunfish. No one knows that stuff, so it's fine to call things different common names. They're different in different places, like brim and perch and all that stuff. The reason why I call a bluegill, a green sunfish, a shellcracker, I'll call that a red ear sunfish or shellcracker. I don't like common names that are the same as other fish, if that makes sense. So like brim, there's big fish that are really commonly caught in Europe, and they're called brim. And then there's some saltwater fish that are called brim as well. And so that's why I don't call bluegills and stuff brim, because there's another type of fish. Not saying anyone that does that is wrong. Do your thing. Common names are common names. Same with perch, though. There's white perch, there's yellow perch. I think there might even be silver perch, too. I know we don't have any of those here in this area in Missouri, but I caught some yellow perch up north in PA with Off the Hook Outdoors. And so those were my first ones I ever caught. That was awesome. and I'll be uploading some footage of that eventually, and I've got me catching those in a live stream too. Um, but yeah, that calling them perch if they're a different species and they're not yellow perch or white perch, I don't do that just because it gets confusing. So I do agree with you there. But people can go off fish whatever they want, I guess. Randall Rhino, what's going on? Yeah, a guy actually this morning caught like 15 green sunfish and said he's taking them to Truman Lake here in Missouri to fish for, I think he's going for flatheads. I'm not sure exactly what type of catfish he's going for, but he said he's going for catfish. So they do make really good bait. Capture tastes good too. I think all sunfish taste good. Crappie are really good too. I've got 14 crappie on ice, and I brought my bucket out here and filled it with water, but I haven't put any fish in it since I went live. 9:22 crappie barbecue. What's going on? Making me hungry. I am going to be frying up some crappie later, so I don't know if I'll do it on a live or if I'll just do it off screen. We'll see. But I'm live right now. If the bite's probably going to be fairly decent. I'm going to keep moving on down. But if the bite really slows down to where I just am not catching anything, I'll fish from worms. I'll fish from my neighbor's backyard with worms. I'm all tongue-tied today, but I'll be fishing with worms if this live doesn't go well, or if I just feel like sitting down for a bit, because I do have a bad foot and a bad knee. So if I walk around too much and it's killing me, then I will go in my neighbor's backyard, and that's actually the place where I'm going to be doing a fish off this Sunday. Between 3 and 6 p.m. Central Time, I'm fishing against Snake River Catfish Layer, but we have to use small hooks, we have to use worms, and we can only use 2 rods. So it's the Fish Like a Kid challenge. There was a whole tournament with a bunch of people. He got first place, I got second place, and so now we're gonna fish with worms one-on-one to see who the actual champion is, and that'll be on Backwoods Mindsets channel. So I'm looking forward to that. But I do need to do some pre-fishing for that thing in my neighbor's backyard, so I may do a live doing that later. We'll see. Perch or perch, sunfish or sunfish. Get it right, people. That's funny. All right, guys. I'm going to take, since I did catch that nice green sunfish, I'm going to take a couple more casts right here, and then we'll move on down. All right? I've only landed 2 fish on this live stream. I lost 2 good ones, and I've missed several bites as well. But there are still some fish active out there, which is good. But it's just crazy that it's just night and day from this morning where I was hammering a fish every other cast, and some were 3-pound bass, and a ton of crappie. And it looked like it was going to storm, and the winds got crazy, and then it went away, and now the fish bite went away too, so it's just weird. I'm just really making sure there's not any fish here before I move on, or not any fish wanting to bite. So I think I'll do a cast that direction, 2 more this direction, and then we will move on. And we're just going to move a few feet down the bank and try it again. Oh, I had a green sunfish come up and eat it right in front of me, but I didn't. I watched him come up and hit it. I'm sure the green sunfish, they live in just a couple feet of water or less under rocks. And so if I walked around here and just wiggled this jig near a bunch of big rocks, I'm sure I could catch a ton of green sunfish. But I'd like to get on some crappie, bluegill, bass, maybe some shell crackers as well. So after this cast, we're going to move on down. Oh, we found the first crappie. See, it's hard to leave this spot when you're catching them. First crappie of the live stream. We got a white crappie here. Fairly dark colored white crappie too. Oh. So yeah, right there. And so that's a little small to be keeping, but I already have 14 on ice. I might keep this guy. I like them to be a little bit bigger, but if I'm not going to find any more crappie and I'm doing a fish fry, I'd like to at least have a decent amount. So I might keep this guy right here. But yeah, the crappie spawn it's either almost over or it's over. So I'm barely finding any up shallow now, but I did pretty well this morning and last night. But they'll all be back down deep soon, to where I've either got to cast really far, which I don't think I can do, or I've got to go out in the kayak and get on them, which I definitely can do. But there's the first crappie of the live stream. So nice black crappie right there. So make sure to hit my button. Oh, I wasn't even recording, was I? I was not recording, so let me record a clip real quick. So of course my GoPro was off, but I landed a black crappie. I was just about to leave this spot and go try another spot, and of course I get a crappie. So now I've got to sit here and cast out a few more times and make sure there's no more crappie. So it's really hard to move on when you actually find one. So there's a nice, decent black crappie, or white crappie right there, I believe. It might be a black crappie. I'm not really sure. I think it. So the ones here, usually the white crappies have the lines. Their markings make lines, and I can't really tell if this one does or not, because the white crappies here, they'll have the lines and they're just covered with spots as well. So let me know what you guys think. I'm not sure if that's a black crappie or a white crappie. Normally I catch them and I can tell pretty quick. By the shape, it looks more like a white crappie. There's a scientific way to tell by counting these fin rays here before you get to this big complete one. And so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. Actually 7 if you count that little one. And I think it's the white crappies that have more of them, so I think this is a white crappie. But if you guys know for sure, let me know. It's normally pretty obvious. This is the first crappie of the day that I couldn't immediately tell you which one it was. But I'm going to guess white crappie, but I'm not 100% sure. So I will keep that one. And so that's when I hit the capture button. Now I captured it. Pikeo, Mikeo. Snot rocket, slimers, hammer handles. I've heard slime darts, but I think people call pike that, and they also call pickerel that as well. Jason, what's going on, buddy? We got JJ Drones in the house. Thanks for coming in. Kyle from Dark 30, what's going on? Just brought 2 crappies to the taxidermist. It's gotten expensive. Wow, they must have been some nice ones. How big were those? It's a silver crappie. Yep. All right, well, I was about to move on down. Let me make sure my phone's still actually charging. It is. It's actually slowly going up, so that's cool. And then my power pack still got 50%, so that ain't bad. So I'm going to take a couple more casts here. I was just about to move, and then, of course, I catch a crappie, so we'll see. I don't see any vertical bars on that crappie. Yeah, it's weird because normally you don't see the vertical bars, and you're like, okay, that's a black crappie. But with the shape of it, but you guys can look it up. It had 7... It had 7 dorsal fin rays before the single part of the fin. So that's the number one, like, 100% way to tell without any question. But I forget which one has what. I think maybe it's 5 in a black crappie, 7 in a white crappie. I'm not sure. But the white crappies, that's what they look like here. But they do normally have more easy to tell vertical bars. But then they're completely blotched and splattered. It's not a good lake to tell people, here's a white crappie, here's a black crappie. Every once in a while you'll catch a really light white crappie. It's way longer and more slender, and it's got those vertical bars and no more markings on it. It's pretty easy to tell. But for some reason, when they're shallow like that, they just get all these dark marks on them and stuff like that. So it may have been a black crappie, but my first guess was white crappie. 15.5 is a nice one. My PB isn't even 15.5. I'm working, but I saw you were fishing, so figured checking it out. Yeah, so guys, I got just to give you a sneak preview, I got an awesome package from Grizzly with Geek and Geezer Fishing. And feel free to share the link for Geek and Geezer Fishing if you guys want. But I got an awesome package from them, and I cannot wait to show it off in a live stream. I know I haven't been live from the apartment in a while, but it's because I have this week, once this week's over, next Monday I go back to work and I start working for the summer. And so then I'm pretty much stuck in Springfield, and I can't go anywhere. So I will obviously be doing fishing and stuff like that, but I'm gonna try to do a lot more lives and editing videos and stuff like that. But I'm taking this week and last week, the 2 weeks that I had, you know, a break from not having to work and being in class and everything like that. And I was using them to do my own thing, fish. I was gonna try to get caught up on putting some videos out, but I've just been hanging out with family and stuff too. So Right, what's the nose of the fish look like? Straight to the point. 2 to 300, 13 to 16-inch crappies. That's incredible. I know another guy, Chris Aldrich. I don't know if you know who that is, but he's up there in Minnesota, and he's on Fish Brain, and he doesn't have a YouTube, but he's on Fish Brain, and he's on Instagram and stuff like that. And he catches monster bluegills and monster crappies. It's awesome. All right, so I'm going to keep on casting here and see if I can find any more, and then we're going to move on down. So let me get the GoPro on this time so I don't miss the footage. Make sure it's recording. It is. Now the battery's at 25%. Okay, I just found the first crappie of the live stream. I landed a male bluegill, and I landed a good green sunfish. I lost a good green, an even better green sunfish. I lost a bass right at the bank, and I missed a couple other little taps as well. So I'm gonna get a few more casts in this direction, and then we'll just move on down. And maybe I'll find a pile of crappies there. Maybe I'll find a hungry bass. I don't know. We'll see. But that's what I like about fishing with crappie jigs, is you can catch almost anything on them. And that's what I really like about fishing with microlight or ultralight, is it doesn't matter if it's a tiny bluegill. It doesn't matter if it's a 3-pound bass. Whatever you hook up with, it's going to fight really good. And some of those 2 to 3 pound bass, they fight so good on the microlight, you think it's going to break. All right, I might take about 2 or 3 more casts, and then we're just going to move down just a little bit. We're just going to move down maybe 15, 20, 25 feet and do this whole thing again before we just keep on moving. And now there's more people out here fishing. I see at least 2 or 3 people down there. And I see what looks like a big carp in the shallows over there, kind of putting his fin out of the water, so that's kind of cool. I saw one of those earlier. I also saw a dead carp that floated up on the rocks earlier as well. But yeah, this is about how I expect the bite to be after all the rain we got. Kind of slow like this. What was crazy was last night after raining all day, and this morning after raining again all night, the bite was actually on fire. Just yesterday I didn't have time to go live because I had to go to the movies. This morning I couldn't go live because it was just, the wind was so bad. So until I get some good external mics, I won't be able to do live streams when it's really windy. But eventually I want to get some nice external mics. I'm looking at the DJI. Oh, please still be on there. What just happened? You guys didn't get to see that. Fish jumped 2 feet out of the water. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure if that was a bass or what. That fish jumped 2.5. That's why I really need a camera person, because you guys would have loved to see that. This fish jumped 2-3 feet out of the water, and when it went back in, all of a sudden I'm snagged. That was awesome. It looked like a crappie though. It looked too light and too like slab shaped to be a bass. But I've never seen a crappie jump 3 feet out of the water before. Just hard to move. I really want to just move on down. I just had a fish too, and when I went to set the hook, the rod slipped out of my hand. The reel handle slipped right out of my hand. It's hard to move on down when I'm still catching fish. And if you're just coming in, or if you are wondering why I'm not reading the chat, I'll get back to it in a second. But to make better quality live streams, I would really like to have more streams where either my girlfriend's here or someone I'm fishing with is here that I trust, and one of us can fish while the other person runs the camera and stuff like that, and can read the chat and all that stuff. I really like to keep up with the chat, and I'd really like to be able to move the camera around so you guys can see what I'm seeing, but I can't do that when it's just me. So I really like what me and Off the Hook Outdoors had going on. Oh, I just had another one and lost it. I have a really hard time getting a good hook set while I'm talking and thinking about other stuff. But I'm going to do the best I can out here. I guess I'll read the chat and get some more casts in. I guess I'm not in a big hurry to move on down if I'm still getting bites. There's a ton of people over there fishing, so hopefully they don't pressure it out too much, because I want to make my way down there. I'm too judgmental. I see other people and I'm just like, they ain't going to catch anything. They're just going to scare the fish away, because 99% of the people I see when I'm fishing, they have absolutely no idea what they're doing, and they just mess everything up, break off lines and everything. You deserve a break, my guy. I appreciate that. What's all in that lake, King? All right, I'll tell you exactly what's in this lake. You've got American gizzard shad. You've got bluegills. You've got red ear sunfish or shellcrackers. You've got hybrids between bluegills and red ear sunfish. You've got green sunfish. I'm not sure if there's hybrid bluegill green sunfish. You would think that there is, but I don't find very many. But in the creek that comes off this, that flows out of this lake, um, you'll find those hybrids. It's got, let's see, I've said bluegills, shellcrackers, hybrid bluegill shellcrackers, um, American gizzard shad, green sunfish. You've got grass carp. You've got largemouth bass and channel catfish, yellow bullheads, and I'm pretty sure I found one brown bullhead in here one time. Black crappie and white crappie. And as far as I know, that is all the types of fish that are here. Now we've got a boat coming on down here, and people fishing down there, and people fishing the dock. So it's getting busy out here. JJ drones, that's funny. What's up, Hobbs? Oh yeah, did I not hit that button? It might be too late now, but I'll hit it. I kind of want to change my batteries. It's at 20%. I may as well just change the battery now. This thing dies when it gets to like 15%, and I don't know why. Sugar Hobbs. There are definitely 2.5-year-old bass in here, but I don't see why any of them would be frozen when the water temperatures out here are 60 or so. You forgot gar. They are in every body of water. There's not a single gar in this thing. Most bodies of water here in Missouri don't have any gar in them. There's not a single gar in this lake at all. There's only a couple places around me where I've found gar. Maybe in Tennessee. Yeah, there's definitely not gar in here. But yeah, all the fish I just named, that's every fish that's in here. There might be some type of minnows that I haven't named, but I put out minnow traps, and all I ever catch in there are bluegills and crappies. That's it. There's some people on a boat. They just caught what's either a tiny bass or a crappie. I can't tell. How? We don't have gar. The only types of gar we have here in this area at all are short nose gar. Now at this lake or this spillway in Kansas, I caught a long nose gar one time. But yeah, there's not a single gar in this thing. There just isn't. I'm gonna go fish a golf course. All right, good luck, buddy. Don't get caught. Don't get in trouble. All right, we'll record again and take some more casts out there. See if we can hook up with any more fish, or see if this boat comes too close to me and I have to ping a couple casts off them or something. What's up, Ryan Smith? How's it going, buddy? You're just gonna get a couple more casts at this spot, and if I don't catch anything, I'll move on.
You know this is a private lake, right?
Yeah.
You live on this lake?
Yeah. I don't know why you just assume that I don't.
I can't hear you.
Okay, well then don't talk to me if you can't hear me.
We got a lot of people trespassing on this lake. So we always have to ask.
I get that.
So whereabouts do you live in this homeowners association?
I live on this street right here. Silver Top. Got a piece of trash. I had to retie my jig back on. Dill hole, move on. But I know people always come out here and they're like, "You do know this is a private lake?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, we've been paying homeowners fees on this lake for 10 years, so I get how it works." It's funny because I could literally walk here in 2 minutes. My parents' house is right down there. But I get why they ask, because I'm sure a lot of people who are out here do not live in this neighborhood. But for some reason, just to assume that I don't live here is just weird to me. I got a new fishing rod today. What's up, Tasha? What type of rod you get, Ryan? You know what Dino would say from Tribulation Kids. He'd tell you to go out and fish with it, man. Yeah, maybe time to move spots. We'll see. I'm glad the wind's like almost completely died though. That's awesome. At least for audio. It might not be awesome for the fish. Yep, I think it's about time to move on down. I'll move close enough to where I can still cast in this direction in case there's any fish there I miss. But yep, I'm gonna move down a few feet now and see if I get anything there, and then just keep on moving. Keep on trying to find active fish so it's not so boring. Should have put a heavy weight on it and plunked it on. Sometimes when boaters get too close, I will cast right at their boat. Not trying to be a dick, just like, come on. Yes, you guys can hear the sirens. Cops are coming for the king. That's so funny. No, he's over there complaining about everything. He's like, there's so many people walking out here. They're scaring all the fish away. And the funny thing is, I've been fishing here all day and still catching them. And they're fishing with these big old topwater things that are making all the noise and splashing all around. And me with my little crappie jig, I'm the one scaring the fish away. Should I try this spot? This isn't that far. Here, I'll move just a little further. I'll fish right here. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm out here to fish, not get in an argument with some random guy who clearly lives here. So he may be my neighbor and I don't know it. They're coming today. If that does happen, I'm reposting this live stream. I'm cutting that out if the cops do come, because that'll get a ton of views. Oh, I should have captured it. I'll hit this button just in case that was within 5 minutes. You never know, that might add to the video. Let's get a few casts in here and see what we can get on. Thanks for coming in, Tasha. I appreciate you. So far, I think I've only landed, what, one crappie, one bluegill, and one green sunfish in this thing. I keep losing fish, too. I blame you guys. keep talking and missing bites or losing fish. No, I'm just joking. I am losing fish, but I don't blame you guys. It's all my fault. But where I'm casting right now is very close to where I was casting before, just seeing if there's any fish I missed or maybe they want it from a different angle. I snagged a tree, but that's fine. I want to get this thing out of the water because it's too small to provide any coverage. All it's doing is posing a snag hazard. But I'm hoping there'll be some fish over this direction. I don't know. Yeah, you guys can see me. Am I talking loud enough? Can you hear me? Oh gosh. There goes that male Karen over there. He's going to harass some more people who are walking up and down the bank. Oh, I had something. We'll get back on a pile of fish here in a little bit. It may not be till I move on down that way, but we'll find them somewhere. I had another one. I don't know if it was a crappie. If it was a crappie, it was pretty shallow. It could have been a green sunfish. But I'm guessing it just hit the tail of my jig and came off. And sometimes if that happens all day, I'll trim the tail down a little bit, just bite it off with my teeth. I haven't taken too many casts straight out. I guess I should take a couple casts a little deeper. But all my fish today have been doing this, casting kind of diagonally along the bank. But I don't want to cast too close to the bank because then I get snagged, because there's a bunch of trees. With all the storms we've had, a bunch of trees and limbs that can't come this way. And then with the water being higher, half the rocks that are normally on the bank here are submerged. But I might take a cast or two out that direction just in case. You know, let it sink down and see if there's any fish deeper and further out from the bank. So I think I'll take a couple more casts and I'll come check the chat and see what I'm missing here. Oh, I thought that was a fish. I got a good and snag. Oh boy. Oh, big old spiky plants everywhere. Yeah, I got snagged. Let me read the chat before I take any more casts. Let's see. Capture it. Fisherman for life, what's going on? Had a good morning this morning. I'm trying to find the fish again. The bite slowed down a ton. Thanks for coming in. Cool. Am I even recording? I am, but I haven't got anything worth recording. Just me missing fish. So it's funny, I caught a ton this morning. In this live stream, I've only landed 3 fish so far, but we're going to find them. Half of that is because I can't set the hook right now for some reason. Really wish I could have gone live earlier because it was on fire. I'd like another one of those 2-3 pound bass. That'd be awesome. I'll try a couple deeper casts further out. Just in case. Let it sink like 5 seconds. Just in case they're out there deeper. This is about the only spot in the lake with any depth change at all. All that out there is about 5 feet, all the way. It's crazy. But then right here, it goes down to like 20 feet. Oh man, something was playing with it. I gotta catch another one pretty quick for you guys. one more cast out deep, and I'll make sure I didn't miss too much in the chat, and then I'll get back to these diagonal casts I've been doing. And if I don't find anything, we're just gonna keep on moving. Something out there. Looks like a little crappie. Yep. So there are. I guess a lot of the crappies are moving out deeper. That guy was out there a ways. This one's without a doubt a black crappie. I don't know why. The other one I had such a hard time with, but I really think it was a white crappie, even though it didn't have very distinct vertical bars on it at all. But that's definitely a black crappie right there. There's no question about that. And I'm guessing it's a female, but there's no eggs in it, so this thing either already spawned or something. What's up, Alvin? Got a Phoenix rod today. You can get arrested in Minnesota for harassing a sportsman. Yeah, I know those laws go back to when people had to fish and hunt for food, you know, and you couldn't go to the grocery store and get everything you needed because you were getting in the way of someone collecting food. So I don't know if it's that way in Missouri. It may be. I need to look into that law, but I'll only use that if I ever do get the cops called on me. And I'll say, hey, can I press charges instead? But yeah, that one's not big enough to be keeping. It's a little small. But I got 14 on ice at the house right now. And if I do catch some a little bigger than this, I'll keep them just to have some more to add to the fish fry. But we're going to get that one back right there. But it was out there, so that's what confuses me now is every other fish I've caught today besides that one has been along the bank. So now I'd randomly have to do some further cast out there and see if I get into some more fish. So what I'm going to do right now, since I caught that one out there, a lot of times crappies are in groups. I'm going to throw it right back in the same spot. I let it sink about 5 seconds, started bringing it in, and it was a couple seconds into the retrieve I felt it hit. Just letting it sink like 5 seconds. It's a 1/16 ounce jig head. So it sinks at a decent pace, but not super fast. And out there is probably 15 feet deep, something like that. Yep, I found another one. Awesome. See? You have success with crappie, you just kind of keep repeating the same thing. And I got to remember to capture it on the GoPro if I'm recording. I keep forgetting that I'm recording on the GoPro, and I may just stop recording on the GoPro. Focus on the live stream. But there's another decent one right there. And hit the capture button. I'm assuming it was recording. It was. Sweet. So yeah, it ain't gonna be a very good video now, but the footage I got from earlier is awesome. It just probably won't have any audio with it. I'll have to do a voiceover or something. But yeah, this right today with the 14 I already have, I'm like, do I throw this back or do I keep it? I might end up keeping this one. It's not too big, but it'll add to the fish fry, so I might keep that one. I'm finding them few and far between. 14's enough for a fish fry, but I'd like to get more like 20, 30. Let them go, let them grow. Yeah, that's true, but the thing is, with crappie, if you let too many go, there's not very many people here who catch crappie. And there's even fewer people here who keep crappie. And the last 2 years, the crappie that I caught, the average was a lot bigger. And I haven't heard of really anybody catching and keeping any big crappie this year. So I don't think that the thing is that too many people are keeping crappie. I think it might be the opposite. I think there's too many crappie out here and they're getting a little bit stunted and they're having a hard time growing, especially with there being bass, bluegill, green sunfish, red ears, all these other fish that are competing with them for the little, you know, fish and stuff that they're eating. So I don't know. I think maybe they might be a little bit overpopulated. I think people might need to keep some of those small ones. How is that new rod, King? You may have to add another reel to it. Oh, yeah, so Ted was nice enough to give me a rod. He gave me a Lose rod. I don't remember exactly what it is. It's nice. It's all right for throwing wacky rigs and stuff like that. I think I liked Theo's a little bit better. It's a 6-foot rod. And it works for tossing out worms on the bottom and stuff like that too. It's a good like all-purpose rod for fishing for panfish, trout, and even bass and stuff like that too. I like 6.6 rods a little bit more, but definitely no complaints at all. It's awesome, and I'm glad I have it with me because it gives me more options of rods to use while I'm out here because I have a very limited amount of rods and tackle while I'm here at my parents' house. But yeah, I may add another reel to it. It's all right. It ain't bad. I like it. Obviously, I'm not using it now because I like the micro light because it's just fun to catch these little smaller fish on it too. What's the limit? There is not a limit in this lake. The limit in most Missouri lakes is 30. This is like that guy said who came by. It's a private lake, and so all the fish were paid for and stocked by the homeowners association, not the conservation department. So it's a private lake. There's no. Every once in a while they'll put catch and release only on bass, which doesn't affect me because I've never kept and eaten any bass from this lake, so that doesn't really affect me. But that's the only regulation is every once in a while they do catch and release for bass only. Um, but yeah, there's no limit out here, and a lot of people, not very many people honestly fish this like as many as you would think for like it's a decent lake, right? Some people fish it, but not that many, and I really don't see very many people at all keeping fish out of here. So I have a hard time believing that there's very many crappie coming out of here at all, especially with the people I've talked to. They're either not catching very many or they're just throwing them all back. So I think if anything, people probably need to keep more crappie out of here. I'm obviously not like a hardcore fish biologist, so I can't say that for sure. But just over the years, it looks like the average size is going down. I'm assuming because they're just not, they're all fighting over food and stuff. Like a lot of crappie I catch out of here are real skinny too, which is another sign. So I keep them 10 to 13 inch crappie. Yeah, the nicest ones I caught today were about 10 or 11 inches. That's about it. Do I hear music? Maybe someone driving by. I don't know. You might have that superhuman hearing. I wasn't paying attention, but a car did go by. That's probably what you heard. Let's see if we can find some more. So I was casting pretty much straight out. Um, Not as far as I can, but pretty decently far. Letting it sink about 5 seconds, and then on the way in, I got the last two fish. I think two casts in a row. We'll try that again. If I'm not finding them out there, maybe we'll go back to casting around. Maybe we'll move on. We'll see. We'll see what you guys think. But the last 2 days, this is the color that's been doing it. I pretty much always start with the black and chartreuse out here. And some days that's all I throw. And that's all I've really planned on throwing today. And honestly, I'll be honest with you, that's all I have with me. I didn't bring my backpack. I got tired of carrying my backpack around. So all I've got with me today is black and chartreuse jig and jig heads for me. I can run to my car if I need to grab anything, but as I move further down, I'm not going to run to my car because I'm going to get further and further because my car's over there. We'll take a few more casts here and I'll get back to the chat. Oh, we got snagged up. I think I'm fishing it a little too slow and it's falling down in the rocks. Oh, we'll try straight out again. Let's see. I was waiting about 5 seconds and then starting to reel it in. That's where the last two fish came from. Or maybe it was just a couple out there. Maybe it wasn't a good pile of them. I'll try a couple casts diagonal along the bank too. We'll find something. Either more crappies or something. Before I had started the live stream, I went and took a little break. And before that, the bite had died down a lot, but I think it's died down even more since then, because it's pretty hard to find anything right now. I might just have to keep on moving. If it gets frustrating and I can't catch anything, like I said, I'll go fish with worms in my neighbor's yard. And then that guy in the boat will show back up over there, and he'll be like, "Hey, you know this is a private lake." There we go. There we go. This feels like it could be a crappie. It is. All right. Probably a good, I don't know, 7 inches or so. Dang, man. I'm trying to get him unhooked. All right. So, decent black crappie right there. Few and far between, but we're still finding them. So yeah, there's a decent black crappie right there. I'll probably end up keeping that one too. I'll probably end up with like 20 or so today to keep. Maybe a bluegill or two. I was not recording on that one either. I keep forgetting to record, so. That sucks. Oh well. And I'm gonna have to change jigs out. I'll probably do it right now. This thing is torn up. But that, it's weird because like those two I caught were way out there. That one I caught was just right over here, diagonal, not too far off the bank and not too deep. So they are scattered right now, which is, I like it because you have to work to find them. But sometimes it can get a little confusing when you don't know where to cast because you're catching them far out, you're catching them shallow. When they're scattered like that, it can get tough. But there's pros and cons. I mean, when the spawn's on and you're catching them every cast in 3 feet of water, it's fun. You can catch a ton, but you're not working for it. I guess I didn't need this jig head. I pulled a jig head out of my pocket. I don't even need one. Don't want you to get a copyright strike. I won't get a strike. I'll get a, if anything, I'll get a copyright claim. I've never gotten a strike. But yeah, that's what sucks about streaming while you're fishing. If a boat goes by, you know, playing a song from the radio, you're probably going to get a copyright claim. Now, I've never gotten a strike, but if I do, you know I'll be a lot more careful about things going forward. I'm going to go cast my boats real quick. Oh, did you get a bribe? Straight to the point. Got to head out. Have a good day. Yeah, later, buddy. Wish we could have got together while I was going through Indiana, but I get it, man. It's fine. We'll make it happen sometime in the future. All right, I'm going to actually hit the record button on the GoPro this time. Maybe the only time I catch fish is when I'm not recording. Maybe it's the curse. I don't know. That could be it. Might be onto something. So it was this direction where I caught the last one. But now there's no rhyme or reason. I'm just fan casting all over. So I've caught some out deep. I've caught some shallow. What's crazy is I've only caught 2 or 3 bluegills. Actually, I've caught a few more than that. Actually, I actually just remembered I had caught some smaller ones and stuff too. So probably 5 or 6 total bluegills today, which is crazy because normally crappie fishing I catch a ton of bluegills. It makes me wonder what the bluegills are all doing right now. Most of the green sunfish I'm catching are either males in spawning colors or pregnant females. So the green sunfish are definitely spawning. The crappie are pretty much done spawning. The bluegills should be doing their thing any time now. So yeah, basically just fan casting all around. So I just cast kind of close to this bank, didn't get anything. I'll cast a little further out there, maybe let it sink 2 seconds, and bring it back in. And I don't know if the fish just turned off on their own or just all the people walking up and down here, if they scared them off like that guy was saying. I don't know what it is. But I'm seeing fish surfacing out deeper. I would love to have my kayak here, but it's 2.5 hours away. I can't stay in one place for more than a couple days. Every time I get back home, I end up back here. I go on a trip somewhere, and I go do research a few hours away. So. And honestly, right now, I don't know where I'll be tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be back here. I don't know if I'll be 40 minutes away at my girlfriend's house. I don't know if I'll be 3.5 hours away at my research site, 2.5 hours away back home. I don't know. I'm just playing it a day at a time right now. But I may have exhausted this spot. I may move down. I'm really hoping that one of these moves I do will take me to a spot where I'm getting into a few more fish. Because earlier I was hammering. I would have loved to go live earlier, but you guys would have not loved to listen to it because the wind was howling. It probably with how windy it was earlier, I don't think my tripod would have stayed up. I think it would have been falling over. I think I'm gonna try 2 more casts. I'm gonna try one more far out where I caught that one, or where I caught those 2, and I'm gonna try one more along this bank where I caught that last one. And if none of that works, we'll pack up and we'll just move a little bit further down the bank. I'm fine just moving and until I'm tired of doing this, and then I'll go fish with worms and maybe do another live stream. I'll go to the spot where I caught those nice catfish in my overnight live stream and see what I can get into there with worms. I need to do some pre-fishing there for the one-on-one. I'm doing a one-on-one fishing challenge at that spot on a live stream on Backwoods Mindsets channel with Snake River Catfish Slayer. And I'm doing that this Sunday, 3 p.m. Central Time. It's going for about 3 hours, so 3 to 6. And if I'm here near Kansas City where I'm at now, that's the spot I'll fish. If for some reason I have to be in Springfield, then I've got a spillway I'd love to fish, but with all the people there, with how loud the spillway is, and with just how much of an angle the place where I fish is, I don't know if I can pull off a live there. I might go try it out beforehand. But if that doesn't work, I'm going to have to go to Dinkland. I'm going to have to go to this little creek and just catch a bunch of bluegills and hope that that can do it for me. Alright. After this cast, I'm trying one more further out. And if that doesn't work, we're going to move. Oh, I had something. I keep saying I'm going to move and then something like that happens. Let's see. It was really good this morning. It slowed down a lot, and I don't know why. But this morning I was just using little crappie jigs, and I caught a few 2-3 pound bass this morning, which was awesome on this little tiny rod.
Yeah, we were doing that the last time we were here.
Yeah. For some reason, the bass get fired up every once in a while, and they'll hit these little crappie jigs. And I was catching some crappie this morning too, but as you can see now, I'm not doing too hot anymore. So. What's up, Modog? I just have to say, buddy. Gales, what's going on? You cast your votes. I feel like a patriot. I'm not going to ask who you voted for, but I guess it's public because it'll be on the channel. So I guess I'll look at the chats. But yeah, if you guys have not voted for the YouTube Starter Kit giveaway, it's a $3,000 giveaway of fishing gear, filming gear, baits, merch, all types of stuff. There's going to be 12 winners. Total of about $3,000 or so in prizes. Everybody made an entry video, so if you guys don't know, check out my channel, check out Off the Hook Outdoors channel, and go about 10 videos back on both of our channels. Or look at my last video I uploaded, because there's a link in the description there. But those voting videos, you can go to the description, you can watch as many of those entry videos as you want, and then you cast your vote in the comments, and you can vote on my channel and on Off the Hook Outdoors channel. And so that goes until the 3rd. Today is what, the 1st? I believe it's the 1st today. And today's Wednesday, right? So it goes until Friday the 3rd at midnight in whatever time zone you're in. And then I'll put out probably just a little short on my phone the next day, and I'll say, voting's over, don't vote anymore. We can't count any votes after that. And then sometime within about 2 weeks or less after that, we'll have them all tallied up, and we'll find a day that me and Ted from Off the Hook Outdoors are both free. And we'll let you guys know when it'll be. We'll schedule a live stream. And in that live stream, we'll announce all the winners, 10th through 1st place. We'll play their videos so that they get some extra people checking out their channel. We'll share their links and everything like that. And we'll let them know what prizes they won. And then we're going to randomly draw at least 2 prize packages for everyone who entered, besides the 10 winners as well. So, oh, you casted yours both for Some Old Man Outdoors. He's got a bunch of votes. I haven't done any counting yet, so I'm not going to speculate where he's at. but I think he's doing pretty good in that thing. I like using my light tackle. Yeah, it's a ton of fun. I think it was a ultralight, not a microlight, but I went and caught some channel catfish with it off of a boat. I wasn't recording or anything in Kansas, and that was a ton of fun. I was just catching like 2-3 pound channel cats, and they were putting up a heck of a fight. And then sometimes when it rains, there's a spillway halfway up that street, and the water takes this crazy path and it ends up in a creek that's about 5 minutes from here in a car. And I go fish that sometimes. And after a good rain like we had last night, like if I went there right now, it'd be pretty awesome probably. But I'll put a worm. I'll put worms on jig heads, and I'll just toss them out there in that creek. And I usually after it rains, when it's chocolate milk water, I catch a ton of bullheads, and bullheads actually fight pretty good on microlight and ultralight. Fontellers fam, thumbs up, done. I appreciate you for coming in. Thank you so much. We're trying to catch some fish. I've caught a few. We're gonna take, I think I said one more cast here. I might do one more. I'll do like probably 2 more casts here. I don't know. I think I just had a bite recently too, so it makes it hard to move. But I'll do a couple more casts here, and then I'll move on. Something just stuck its fin up out of the water right there. That's probably the spot where I'll go next, but it may just be a big carp, and if I spook that, it'll scare all the fish, so it may backfire on me. But I'm gonna take a couple more casts here, see if we can get any more bites, and then we'll just move on. But thanks for coming in, Fontellers fam. Appreciate you. Feel free to share links if you guys want, or just kick back and watch. I'm not gonna make my mods work today if they don't want to. But just know that you're always welcome to if you want to. I gotta check to see if I'm still recording. I am, but I haven't hit the capture button. So if anything exciting happened in the last few minutes, I haven't caught it. Yeah, at Ted's place in Pennsylvania, I was using the looping mode with the 20-minute time frame. And so that way, if I hooked up with a fish and then someone hooked up with one afterwards, I didn't have to worry about hitting that button immediately. But I definitely lost some footage. I'm afraid of how much footage I lost from forgetting to hit that capture button. So we'll see. But I'm assuming with that, with the release footage and maybe the pictures I took on my phone, and maybe I can even pull some stuff from the live streams. I don't know how involved I want to get. But I think I can make a pretty good long video with the weekend we had up there. And I can't decide if I want to put out a series, maybe 2, 3, 4 short videos, or if I want to do like a 1 hour, like super long video. I may do that. I normally don't put out super long stuff like that, but I may do that and then play it in a live stream or something like that. I don't know. Because I was surprised, Backyard Boy TV, he did a full-length fishing movie. I know he had hyped it up for a whole year pretty much. So that might be why it did so well. But I think it got 500 views or something like that, which for his channel is really, really good. And for my channel would even be really good. So you'd be surprised, you know. Usually you wouldn't think a long video would get that many views. A lot of people see an hour-long video, they don't want to watch it. But someone told me to make it into a movie. And I don't know if I'll do a movie, or I really don't know what I'm going to do yet until I start editing. But I have the potential to either put out a few videos with it, or to put out a really long, epic video with it of the entire trip. And if I do that, I might include some of the stuff me and the Queen did on the way up there and the way back. I wasn't filming with the GoPro, but I took a lot of pictures and maybe a couple of videos on my phone and stuff like that. So we'll see. All I know is that I'm gonna put that stuff out eventually, and it's gonna be awesome. But I can't tell you. Oh, we got something. I think I found another crappie. I did. Found another black crappie right there. Look at that. Another black crappie. Awesome. Look at that. We're gonna get that one back in the water here in a second, but few and far between, but I'm finding them. So hit that capture button. Got it. But yeah, look. What do you guys think that is? I don't have anything to measure with right here, but it is. I don't know. I put it at the palm of my hand. It goes a good inch past my finger. I think this is about 6 inches or so. This is probably about a 7-inch fish. I'm not the best at estimating. Crappie monster. Yep. Crappie monster out here catching the crappies. What up, John? Thanks for coming in. What's crazy is it's really slow today. I don't know if you saw the thumbnail, but I caught some really nice bass this morning on crappie jigs, which was really exciting. I also caught a bunch of decent crappie this morning. I've got 14 keepers that are all bigger than the couple I've kept in this live stream back at home on ice. I caught some giant green sunfish. I was having a really good morning, but the wind was ripping through here. And so I didn't do a live stream because I don't have external mics yet. Once I get external mics, I won't worry about the wind so much because Ted's mics are awesome. I want to get the same ones. But the wind finally died down about the time the bite died down, and I'm assuming there's a correlation there. And I decided to go live, and now I'm just having a hard time finding the fish. But I'm just going to keep moving around and finding them. I've probably caught 4 or 5 crappie and a couple sunfish during this live stream. So we're going to keep finding them, or keep trying to find them at least. But yeah, it's crazy because we got a ton of rain the last 2 days, and the water is a couple feet high. It's a lot cloudier than it normally is. And I would expect the bite to not be very great after that. But I guess they just weren't feeding very much when the weather was crazy, and so they were probably hungry. So the bite was good last night. Then it rained a ton more last night, and it was good this morning. And then by the time the wind died down for me to go live, the bite pretty much died down. But I'm going to keep walking around trying to find them. White crappie jig used to be one of my go-tos. White's a good one too. I like black and chartreuse for most things. I also like it's like called monkey milk or something. It's like a milky white one, almost like a pearly color, and then there's some type of flakes in it. There's a lot of colors I like. Geek and Geezer Fishing have moved past 600 subs. We appreciate you all so much, especially you, Sunfish King. Congratulations, guys. That's awesome. So I think it's a lot easier to get from 600 to 1,000 than it is to get from, 1 or 200 up to 600, whatever that equivalent amount is. I guess it would be 200 to 600. So that 400 to get from 200 to 600, I think that's a lot harder than getting from 600 to 1,000 is what I'm trying to say. You've got more people watching your stuff, more people to share you out. You've probably learned more as you've gone. So I'm sure here within a couple months, we'll probably see you guys hit that 1K. That'd be awesome. We have a tropical storm rolling in for the weekend. Going to be rough getting that belt, but we're on it. Yeah, and so if you guys don't know, Lindia, Off the Hook Outdoors, I think Geo Outdoors, Fishing with Brant, a few other people are in a tournament on JV Outdoors channel. I believe it's going to be a live stream on his channel. Is it Saturday? What is it? Saturday the 4th, I believe it is. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly what time. Probably 9 Central, 10 Eastern is my guess. And yeah, you guys can go check that out. They're having a bass fishing tournament, and it's whoever catches the most bass, not the biggest bass, the most bass. And so obviously Lindia is a hammer and she's going to catch a ton. But since it's most bass, there's a chance for a sleeper out there to maybe go find a spot that's loaded with tiny bass and catch a bunch. So we'll see. What up, Sunfish for Fish? Yeah, good luck. Be careful while you guys are out there, but hopefully you guys can get on some good fish during that tournament. I'm definitely going to be tuning in as long as I'm not too busy doing research or anything else like that. But I'll have no matter where I'm at, as long as I'm not in the middle of the woods with no service, I'll be watching. Black and chartreuse, crappie sliders. Sounds like a fun time. They say we're getting bad weather. Hope we get to fish. Yeah, really hope that it's safe for you guys to get out there and fish. Because if not, that would really be unfortunate if you guys would have to, resign from the tournament or whatever. That would suck. But I know Ted's in it too. And I know he can get on some bass. So we'll see. I'm excited to see how that thing ends up. I'm really excited to see that live stream. So maybe John knows some of the channels that I'm not thinking of right now that are in it. There's some other channels that are in it that I can't remember. But this morning, John, I was doing this diagonal casting. I was casting basically along the bank, but I didn't want to get so close because I kept getting snagged because the water's high right now and there's all types of crap under the surface. And I was like pretty much every other cast, I was catching fish, and some of them were 3-pound bass on these crappie jigs, which was a ton of fun on this tiny little rod. But the last few fish I've caught have either been way the heck out there or really up close, and so they've absolutely scattered. And so I'm having a hard time finding them. But the last couple bites have either been out there and letting it sink a little bit, or right up here against the bank. So I think that it'd be a pretty good day if I had my kayak here. If I had my kayak, I'd go out and I could throw at the bank and fish shallow, and I could also drop straight down from, 15-foot depth or so and get on them that way. But I brought my little car with me to save gas because gas is ridiculous. And so I did not bring my kayak with me. But I'll take a few more casts here and see if I can get any more fish. And if I can't, then I'll move down the bank a little bit. But I'd be fine with a bluegill or a green sunfish right now, just something. It's been a few minutes since I caught my last fish, which was that black crappie. I think it was right around the time that John from Smallwater came in. Maybe there's a correlation. Maybe you're good luck, John. I don't know. Lindia seems to have good luck when you're fishing with her, so maybe you're the good luck charm. So yeah, I let it sink about 5-6 seconds there to get down closer to the bottom, and then I'm slow retrieving it and just popping it around on the way back. I might take one more cast out there deep and see if they're out there. Maybe a little over to the side, a little different spot. And if that doesn't work, a couple more shallow casts, and then we'll move on to the next spot. I'll go down another 20 feet or so down the bank, and we'll just keep moving on down that way. I'm trying to tell. It looks like there might be some people fishing down there. I can't tell. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be, so I don't know if I see people fishing or if I'm just imagining things. But I'll keep on moving down the bank until I find some more fish. I think it is about time to leave this spot anyway. I only caught four or five crappie here. I missed a couple other ones as well. Got something. A tiny green sunfish. Right at the bank. A tiny green sun. Like I said I'd be fine with a sunfish right now. Look at that. The guy caught a bucket of these earlier for bait and took them to go fish catfish. I know they make good bait, but got a little chunk to them. Pretty much all the ones I've been catching are either males in spawn colors or pregnant females. So they're doing their spawn thing right now. And then his fin's all torn up. I don't know. The tail being torn up could be from making beds and stuff like that here shallow. But it looks like with the way it's cut and with that, it looks like he might have got hit by a fish or a turtle or something like that. He's a little rough looking. So a decent little dark green sunfish right there. We'll go ahead and get him back. So I got the GoPro on. I'm getting a little bit of footage. I probably would stop recording, except that I started a video. Oh yeah, I'm not even recording. I keep forgetting to record, which really sucks. I didn't record that at all. So, I don't know. I guess I'll move down. You got a crappie?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, he got one. So I'm going to go down 20 feet, and I'm going to try to remember to record this time. I keep forgetting. The few fish that I'm catching, I keep forgetting to record. John Euler and CVA are in it as well. Okay. I thought there was one other too. $10 from Missouri Outlaw. Randy, what's going on? I really appreciate you, buddy. Thanks so much. So Randy's lifting my spirits up because I'm out here not catching very many. It's crazy, Randy. I had a really good morning. I'm catching a ton of fish, and they've pretty much turned off. But I really appreciate the support, Randy. Thank you so much. If you guys have not checked out Missouri Outlaw, he's only got 1 or 2 videos on his channel. I'm sure he'll be uploading some more as well. He's a truck driver, and him and his wife have a farmstead. They got goats and stuff like that. But Randy, feel free to share your wife's link. Her link's been getting shared a lot lately, and I think her channel is going to be doing some. If I am not mistaken, I think her channel is going to be growing here in the near future with more people discovering it. So that would be White Shoulders, Boar Goats, and Farmstead. If you guys have that channel, that is Shannon, I believe, is her name. But yeah, if you guys don't have it, I'm sure Randy will share the link. He's real good at sharing links. But thank you so much for that, Randy. I appreciate that. Boom, boom, boom. $10 super chat. That is awesome. Got 100 to 200 largemouth bass on Friday, all half pounders. Oh, you guys should have been in that tournament. You guys would tear it up. For the mic. I appreciate that. Yeah, so luckily it's not windy right now, but Randy, what's crazy is this morning I was tearing them up. Same location, same bank out here. I was catching big bass, I was catching crappie, I was catching all types of fish, and it was awesome. The bites really slowed down, and I think it's probably because the wind died down. But I just could not go live this morning with all the wind. But if you saw me and Off the Hook out there fishing in Pennsylvania, the wind wasn't much of a factor, and it was 20-mile-an-hour gusts out there or more, 20, 25. It was windy. And so those mics are a dream come true. I cannot wait to get some of those mics. So my mic fund is coming along pretty well. So I'm going to spend that money on mics. If I happen to get some large amount of money in the near future from whatever, I don't know, maybe I'll get lucky, then I'll spend that on something else, but I'm going to put that in the mic fund for now. Fanning beds. That's what I'm guessing, that their tails are torn up, but that one looked like almost a bite was taken out of it. But yeah, I know bass, you'll catch them with bloody tails and stuff like that. And so, are your bass on beds? Is that what you're saying? Is that where you were catching 1 to 200 little tiny bass? Oh, I'm gonna try to move it just a little closer. All right, I'm gonna take some more casts here and try to get on some more fish. Hopefully I catch another nice bass, because they put a nice bend in the rod. I really wish I had someone here to read the chat for me so I didn't have to keep coming back to it, and someone to move the camera around for me. And I wouldn't mind switching off and being the cameraman while they fished, but Molly's at work right now, and any of my other friends that are in town I haven't talked to in a while, and they probably don't like fishing anyway. So we got 5 people in here, 35 likes, and then a $10 boom 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 from Randy. I appreciate you, Randy. Yeah, let me hit the record button so I'm actually recording now. Let's get some more casts in. I don't know. Yeah, you guys should be able to see me somewhat. There we go. But I have not figured out these fish. Some are shallow, some are deep, so I'm just going to cast all over the place. And hopefully get on some fish from this spot. Got on something quick. But there, see? I caught a few crappie deep, and then look, just caught a crappie in like 3-4 feet of water. First cast at this spot. Okay, he's bleeding. I don't know where that blood's coming from, because he's just hooked through the mouth, I think. Might be the bottom of the gill. Anyway, I got a bucket out here. Yeah, it's just through his gill a little bit. I got a bucket out here. I'll probably end up keeping this guy, because I don't want to put him back and have him die, and crappie is delicious, and we got some blood. So sorry about that blood. But yeah, we ended up with a nice white crappie there. Go ahead and keep that guy. Got a little bit of blood. And then I got to remember to hit that record button. It's not going to be a very great video. That's the thing about making videos when I'm talking to the camera, is I want to focus on the live stream at hand. So, you know, I'm not really talking to my GoPro and to you guys at the same time, but it'll be fine. What's up, Ted? How's it going, buddy? I just got $10 from Randy to go towards those DJI mics, so that's awesome. Can always use donations for equipment on the channel, and I really appreciate Randy. So I don't know if you saw that fish, but I did just land a crappie. Hit it again. To start recording again? Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate it. They're keeping me honest here, because I keep forgetting to start my camera back up. I missed the last couple catches, but it was nothing worth like recording or anything, so that's fine. I'm half tempted to just put the GoPro away and stop recording while I'm out here on the live stream, but I recorded so many good catches this morning, I want to just keep adding to it so I can have a full video of a bunch of awesome catches. And I would hate to hook up with a giant bass out here, and you guys will see it, but you won't get all the up close footage and, you know, the point of view footage that the GoPro will get. And I don't have the commands. I can't just say GoPro turn on or whatever. So I'm gonna hit that button. It's gonna record, and I'm gonna cast back where I just did. I caught that one super shallow. I've caught some of them out deep. They're just all over the place right now. But that's the crappie. I mean, there's bluegill bass, green sunfish out here as well, shell crackers and stuff. So I'm just casting all over the place, because I don't know where all the fish are right now. So I'm just putting my bait in as many different places as I can. Eventually, Daniel, it may take a couple months, but eventually I'll get it down for the looping mode. To hit that button every time I get a catch, and then to hit it again afterwards to start recording again. So when I started doing the looping mode, the issue was always hitting the button to stop recording so I could capture the footage. And that's why Ted had to say capture it to remind me. But today the issue hasn't been that. I've been capturing it. I just forget to start it again, and then I miss the next catch or the next couple catches. that was a decent crappie. He hit it hard and he swallowed it kind of deep, which sucks. But I mean, he won't go to waste. I'll eat him. I got 14 more at home that I'm gonna fry up. So if I can catch another 10 or so out here that are worth frying up, that'll make a nice little fish fry later. But yeah, I guess what's weird is I just hooked that one here in the shallow, and so maybe there's not another. Maybe it's not a group of. Maybe it was just one little crappie hanging out all on his lonesome, which is interesting. They really seem to be just scattered all over the place today. I'll try another cast this way. I'll try some further out. I'll try some on that side. I got a good feeling about this side over here for some reason. Got a feeling there's some fish hanging out over there. And then in between some of these casts all over the place, I'll try to get back in the chat too and see what you guys are saying. There's a green sunfish. I was just about to pull my bait out of the water. These green sunfish, they like to live under rocks in super shallow water. And I think they're also doing their spawn thing right now, so you can catch a ton of them shallow. On days like this, if I just wanted to catch a ton of fish, and I didn't care what they were, I would come out here with a worm and bobber, and I'd put the worm just a couple inches under the bobber, and you throw it down the bank from you, and you just slowly move it a foot at a time or 6 inches at a time, because they'll come up from under the rocks and they'll smack it. So, little green sunfish there, chunky little dude. That's awesome. See, I hit the button, and I'm gonna remember after talking to you guys to hit it again. Watch, I'm gonna remember this time. So there's another fish, a little football-shaped green sunfish. That's pretty cool. Cool little dude right there. They got big old mouths on them. Cool markings on their face and stuff like that. I'll get him back. Release this guy here. Oh, I should have left it on and got that release. Let's see. Small water charges is scared, making up weather excuses so they don't have to face you. Your GoPro 9 does have voice commands. I know it does. I just don't have them on. You should try it one day. Maybe. Maybe. I don't like the voice commands for some reason. Every fish I catch, Sean is just calling it some type of catfish bait. Now it's raining on me. Dang it. If this rain picks up, I'll have to end the stream. This rain might be picking up, so bear with me, guys. If this blows over quick, I'll end the stream. If not, I mean, if this blows over quick, I'll keep going. Otherwise, I'll end the stream. Capture it. I captured it. I just got to remember to start recording. So now it's raining. If this rain keeps up, what I'm going to do is I will obviously take this stuff and go inside because I don't have a backpack. This is not waterproof at all. I don't know if my phone's waterproof or not. I don't want to find out. Yeah, this rain's picking up. I may have to end this thing. So if the rain blows over really quick, if I end this live, which I'm probably going to here, and the rain blows over real quick, I might just pop back live and just go live again from here. If it's gonna rain for, 30 minutes up to a couple hours, what I might do, if I'm gonna go live again, I might get some worms. I've got some worms in my parents' basement in the fridge. I might get some worms and go fish from that one spot in my neighbor's backyard and see what I can get on there, kind of practicing for the one-on-one versus Snake River, the worm challenge. You still up at your parents'? Yeah, I am, Dan. I'll let you know when I'm back in town. So Dan is in Springfield, or at least has been in Springfield lately, which is where my apartment is. And so me and Danimal, we're going to get together, and we're going to hit up probably Springfield Lake. We might go hit up a spillway, the one that I was talking about earlier. It's a pretty awesome spillway. It just depends on how loud that water is coming off the spillway. It might be too loud for a live. I got to try that out sometime and see. But yeah, there's a few places in town. There's a lake called Fellows Lake that has muskie. Neither of us are muskie fishermen, but if we go out there for bass, we might end up with a muskie. You never know. I'm heading to Springfield Tailwaters now. Okay, yeah. So that spillway I was telling you about, that's an awesome spot, man. It really is. I've caught carp there. I've got a couple different types of sucker fish there. I've got all types of panfish there. They got rock bass, which is cool. They got smallmouth, spotted bass, and largemouth. There are paddlefish there. There's catfish. Basically, you name it, they've got it out there. I've seen big shad piles swim by out there. It's a good spot. If it rains a little bit, that spot will go 10 feet high because of all the water that drains into it. But you can still catch fish when it's 10 feet high. It's pretty awesome. Just be careful. It's I don't know if you've been there yet or not, but it is a snag fest. You will snag all types of rocks when you're out there. The only rig I've found that almost never gets snagged is the stupidest rig in the world. I take 3 1/4 ounce egg weights, and I put them all 3 stacked on top of each other on the line, and for some reason it doesn't get snagged. But if I use one giant weight, it gets snagged every time. Hey Daniel, what kind of battery packs do you use for your GoPro? Never been yet? Yeah, so be careful with those snags. I like to fish off the wall. So you go down there from the parking lot. I like to fish off the wall and just throw my bait as close to the actual spillway where the water comes down as possible and just leave it there. Now, I don't know if you're using lures or you're using bait, but I like big night crawlers down there, and sometimes they'll use cut bait too. Oh, I didn't know if you were talking about Danimals or Dan. I don't know which Dan you were talking about off the hook, but I think you were talking about living him in. I'm going to turn the GoPro on and get a couple more casts and hope this blows over, but I may have to end the stream, so just bear with me, guys. Just bear with me. I'm worried about my battery pack getting so... Oh, it is wet. It is wet. It's funny because they took all the rain out of the forecast. And now it's raining. You got a fish. There's a crappie right there. There's a couple kids fishing down the bank from me. They caught a crappie too. Maybe the rain's turning them on, which is pretty opposite of what it normally does out here. So I don't know where to put this power pack. I'm gonna unplug it from my phone, and I guess I'm gonna shove it in my pocket if it fits. But this thing is not waterproof at all, and they're not cheap. You know, they're 40, 50, 60 bucks when I bought these things. I don't think they're worth that, but yeah, it doesn't even fit in my pocket. There we go. I got it in the pocket. If I get wet enough, though, it's just gonna get wetter. But I caught a black crappie. It's kind of freaking out right now. But yeah, Dan, you can get into some crappie at that spillway also. A decent black crappie right there. The rain may be slowing down. I can't tell. And I can't look up the weather right now on my phone, but everything's getting soaked.
It's just like a little pop-up storm.
You think it's going to be over soon?
It's not supposed to like start raining until like 3 It's a free rain, not a storm.
Let's see. I got worms, but gonna try for bait fish. The bait place wanted almost $7 for a Ziploc of frozen cut shad with like 6 to 8 small pieces. Yeah, that's pretty expensive. That's pretty expensive. You can go down there and you can throw a net and get some bait fish too. But if you throw worms out there with a decent amount of weight, and consider using my rig if you've got. I know it seems kind of crazy. I'll hit the record button there. I know it seems weird, but if you have like 2 or 3 1/4 ounce or so egg sinkers and you toss them out there, it's just stacked up on your line. I know it looks dumb, but that's the only rig I've found that doesn't get snagged all the time out there. And I still do get snagged, just not super often. But when I throw big weights on there, I get snagged. When I just throw a small weight on there, like one of those egg sinkers, I get snagged because the water is strong enough to move my weight right into a rock or something. I don't know. It's kind of crazy how often you get snagged out there. But I had a fish on. Dang it. My rig does seem to work, as weird as it is. And I've caught all those fish. Look, the fish, one of the fish ate the tail off this thing. I guess I'll keep fishing with it. But yeah, all the fish I've caught out there pretty much have been on worms. I've caught some bass on Ned rigs and some other stuff, but I usually just use worms out there and catch everything. I've had some really good days out there just on worms. The rain did not last long here. Well, maybe it's the same rain here. Probably not, because you're hours from me. There, we got something on. Sweet. Another crappie. It's another crappie. Look, the rain starts and now I'm catching crappie. And the rain looks like it's slowing down, so I'm gonna keep doing the live unless it starts pouring. I'm glad I didn't just end it. There's a black crappie right there, and I don't think I remembered to start the recording. Oh, I did. It is recording. Awesome. Got another black crappie. Gonna keep fishing unless it starts pouring on me. But yeah, still catching them, guys. Still catching them. That's awesome. I have a net. Gonna throw. Have to watch a video on how to throw it first. Yeah, I have a cast net. I've never thrown it, so I don't know how to do it either. And they're like, oh, it's super easy. Like on the box, it says how easy it is. But obviously the box isn't going to say this is the most complicated thing in the world. But I've seen videos on it, and I'm sure it would be fairly easy to figure out. You might have to take some practice throws or something. But I'm sure if you threw that net out there a couple times, you'd get at least a bunch of sunfish, if not some perch. I mean, not perch, shad. They don't have perch out there. They do have log perch, which are little stripy guys. They're pretty cool. But yeah, I meant shad, not perch. The rain's pretty much stopped, so I'm just going to keep on fishing. But good luck. Are you planning on going live there? Or are you just fishing? Or what is your plan? Man, that little kid caught another crappie. The rain fired him up. Oh, I had another bite. Watch, there won't be a tail at all now. Cool, I think I'm in a good spot. Besides the fact that I'm standing in 4-foot tall spiky weeds that keep stabbing me, I think I'm in a good spot. Alright, well they're not super shallow, so I'm going to cast a little further down. But I have found a couple black crappie at this spot right here. Yeah, there's definitely some big carp down there sticking their fins up and doing some stuff. If the carp are active, maybe I will go fish with worms for my neighbor's backyard, because that'd be awesome to get a carp on a live stream. It's been months since I've caught a carp on a live stream. I think the last carp I caught on a live stream was on an ice rod. That was a ton of fun. It was like a 12, 15 pound carp on an ice rod. Fish Ranch Aquatics is back. I was thinking I'd go live after a bit. Cool, cool. Johnny Depp won, guys. Thanks for the update. Glad we got Fish Ranch Aquatics on the case. I appreciate it, buddy. I wasn't expecting an update on that. Johnny Depp case. Oh, you got a bass. Nice. See, as soon as I slide over from that spot, these kids are showing me how it's done. I just had a little nibble from something. Am I recording? No, I'm not.
It's pretty fat. Like 10 times that. Yeah, basically. You've seen it, right? Yeah. I caught that same thing.
There we go. Another crappie. Oh, it came off at the bank. I think it was another black crappie I had. There we go, another one. Please don't come off like the last one did. There we go. It's weird, the ones I was catching earlier before the live were all bigger. I've got and I'm not just making that up, I've got a bunch of pictures and a cooler full of them to prove it. But yeah, the bite was a lot better earlier, but at least I'm getting back on them. It seems like this crappy weather is making them bite better, which is cool. Yeah, there's another black crappie right there. Let's see. What's up, Logan? Oh gosh, Dan. I don't know what to say to that one. Yep, found another one. Kids just caught another crappie, man. They're turning on now. They're turning on now. Hoping I can catch a few before the actual rain comes. It looks like it's going to start pouring at some point.
And then you walked through my bait when you walked past me because I was trying to get it unstuck.
Alright, let's see which side they're on. The last crappie I caught was over there. Actually, the last two. But maybe I need to switch to a jig that has its tail still, because the tail is gone off this one. There's a ton of carp up in the shallows just sticking their fins up doing weird stuff down there. If I move down there and I don't scare them off, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about.
Dude, I didn't even feel him. Oh, no. Just scared me. Dude, I didn't even feel him. He's tiny.
Let me try another cast over here. I'll see what you guys are saying. Get the chat's popping while I'm not paying attention. Ow, the spiky plants keep poking me, man. Alright, let's see what I missed. Solar proof, waterproof, power pack. That's what I need. $19.99? Yeah, let me know what you got. Send me a link. I want to see what size, like what capacity is and everything. That's pretty awesome. That's what I'm saying, Daniel. That's why I didn't know what to say. The King snagless rig. Dude, the tail is gone from this thing. All right. I remembered to capture it. I'll start recording again. We'll cast back out. I mean, I can move down, but these kids caught a couple down there, and I caught a few in this area too. So I don't know if they're getting fired back up because of the rain or what it is. But I'll start the recording again, and we'll do some more casts in this area, and then if I have to slide down, I have to slide down. But the rain stopped, at least for now. So I'm glad I didn't end the live stream. I was really thinking about it. Oh gosh. There you go. I'll shot a couple casts this way just in case. Can't remember if I had caught any on this side. I think I did. I don't know what the carp are doing down there. Might be trying to spawn. I know they can't successfully spawn in a lake like this. They might be trying to. They're in super shallow water sticking one fin up. And I don't think if I aim the camera over there, I don't think you guys can see it. I think it's too far away. Oh, I had another one. It came off so quick. This jig's getting torn up. I'm gonna have to switch to one with an actual tail on it here soon. It's coming off the big head. another one. I don't know where, there's no rhyme or reason to this crappie. This one was in like 6 inches of water. Now he could have followed me in from a little further out, and he probably did. But when I hooked up with this fish, it was in a foot or less of water. So it's another little black crappie there. Another little black crappie here. We'll go ahead and get it back. Yep. Make sure to capture it, right, Ted? We'll see how it works for JV's tourney. When I'm on my phone for a live, it lasts about 2.5 hours and then dead, so I'm trying to add to that. Yeah, mine, if I started my, so mine is, it's at 69, and I'm gonna plug it back in since it's not raining. But if I have my phone on 100% and I don't have it plugged in, like if I'm using those mics and I try to go live, I could probably do an hour and 45 minutes. I mean, my battery probably doesn't even last 2 hours. So we got to figure something out, Ted, for running those external mics, because I do want to get the same mics you have. I would love to figure out something to run those DJI mics you have at the same time that you're charging your phone. I'm going to switch to a new plastic too. Oh, you guys are nuts. Look what you started, Fish Ranch. We were just sitting here enjoying watching the king catch a couple dinks. Now everyone's talking about Amber Turd. Oh. My hook is bent just a little bit. That could be why I'm missing some fish. I think it's from some of the snags. It's just bent outwards just a little bit. I could try to mess with it with pliers, but I think I'm going to leave it and just hope that it's fine. Get a external mic with a charger. I'm working on it. Yeah, once you figure that out, let me know, because I want those same mics you have eventually, man. Get a split. I can't see your comment because there's an arrow right in the way. Get a splitter, but make sure it's tight fitting. Yeah, something. I know they have things that you can get. Me and Ted were actually looking at them for his mics when I was up there fishing with him. So, but obviously he has the iPhone, so it's different connectors and everything. But if he gets it figured out, then maybe I can get it figured out by the time I can actually get around to getting some of those mics. I just can't afford them right now. But luckily on days like this, it's fine because the wind died down. But this morning, you guys would have seen some awesome catches if I had some external mics or something like that. I'm working with what I can. I'm doing what I can with it. I'd also like to have someone to run my camera for these live streams too, but I can't always get that either. Yeah, it's getting dark out here. I gotta check my GoPro and see if I remember to hit the record button. I don't think I did, because I didn't want to record while I was just talking to people. It's at 19%. That's crazy. I'm gonna switch batteries. I can't remember if I switched batteries when I said that I was going to, or if I forgot to. I may have just forgot to. But if I did, I'm going through batteries quick. Yeah, but hopefully you get that figured out, Ted, because that was the only thing, is that when me and him were out there, those mics were awesome, but we'd have to end a live on his channel and do it on my channel, and vice versa, because our phones would run out of charge. Do you have a tablet? I have a bunch of tablets. None of them have like internet without Wi-Fi, I guess. Did my live just freak out? Because it just said, I don't know, it just said something weird. So if I froze for a second, I'm sorry. If you're asking me, I don't know if you're asking Ted or me, I have a couple tablets, just none of them that have like internet service without Wi-Fi. And my phone doesn't work as a hotspot very well at all for some reason. The GoPro Media Mod allows you to use your mic and charge both the GoPro and receiver at the same time. That's cool for the GoPro. I don't know what I'll do for lives on my phone though, is what I'm trying to figure it out. I got a splitter, but it's facing the wrong way. I can't plug it in my phone and plug the receiver in. it hits the phone. I can get that one with wires, but I don't know if I like the wires dangling. Exactly, man. So there's got to be something out there. You just got to get it figured out. Maybe if I get time later, I'll look into it, see if I can find anything. All right, we got a new battery. Let's get some more cast here, and I'll move down if I have to. A bird tried to eat my jig. He thought it was a bug. I cast my jig out, and a bird swooped at it. Cast over this way. Oh, I had one. I had one. I didn't feel it initially, which is crazy because I've got a microlight rod. There, got another one. That's a bass. Came off at the bank. I really want to show you guys one of these bass, but that thing spit it. Did you guys see that at all, or was it just out of frame? Hopefully you guys got to see the jump. That was a little, probably 3/4 of a pound bass. A1 fishing family, what's going on? You need a great connection for the GoPro. I can't go live from the GoPro at all without Wi-Fi. I just can't. Can't do it. Just can't go live from the GoPro if I'm not in my apartment. I tried it with the mobile hotspot. Did not even kind of work. It didn't work at all. Didn't work at all. I gotta capture that to get that bass jumping, but I did not land it, unfortunately. Decent little bass.
Oh! Dude, my bait was out of the water and this fish just jumped out of the water and grabbed my bait.
Yeah, those are green sunfish. I had those in my fish tank. They're pretty aggressive.
Oh,
I'd hold a worm out of the water. They'd jump up and bite my fingers. Starting to sprinkle again, guys. Hopefully it doesn't start pouring. I'll have to unplug my power pack.
oh, he went down here. Yeah. Dude.
It's definitely raining. Let's try to get a cast even further this way. Come on, rain.
Oh, his tail split. Huh? His tail's all jacked.
Did I start recording? I did. So, is the rain and clouds messing with the connection at all, or does it still look alright and sound alright? Magnet mount on your phone and the part you plug in. You could move the camera down a little bit, King, while you're fishing. Well, that's the thing, is I don't want to, I said that earlier. You guys can already just see my mouth. Like I've got to bend down like this to see me. And so I'm not going to go back and forth between moving it down here and then every time I come talk to you guys, I don't want to have to squat down like this. I'm not a fan of it. So it was already moved down a little bit. So when you don't have a cameraman, that's what you have to deal with. I'm probably going to end up moving it back though. Because this angle's fine, but then I come talk to you guys. I either bend down or you guys are talking to my chest, talking to the man boobs. No, you're fine. I appreciate it. Don't apologize. I appreciate the advice and stuff. not biting on this side anymore. Maybe we caught all the ones that were over there. Try one more cast that way, and then I'm gonna try some more further out. That's a lot more shallow than I want to cast. Got something. Oh, it's a white crappie this time. Pretty decent one. Decent white crappie right there. All right. A pretty decent white crappie, probably about 8-9 inches, something like that. Not bad at all. So got some green on him too. He's got a good color to him. So nice white crappie. I gotta bend down to talk to you guys. I think JJ might be talking about the one with the wire, but then some type of magnet thing to make it work. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong though. Well, caught another one. That one was real shallow. Now I want to cast more shallow, but I also don't want to get snagged. So it's a whole predicament. Oh, I felt weird. I wondered why. It's because I had a fish on that whole time. I guess the second it hit the water, this little green sunfish did. I was like, it feels like there's something on my line. Well, there was. There's a little fish. That's the monster. Fish of the day right there. Absolute monster. We're gonna let that thing go, obviously. Little green sunfish, yep. Biggest fish of the day right there.
Landon, see the monster.
All right, get back on him hopefully. Now I'm second guessing myself. I'm like, did I hit the record button or not? That's the only thing. Is the looping mode takes a little extra. Oh, that's a stick. I thought I had a little fish, but it's just a stick. I did hit the record button, so we are good there. I'll get back with you guys in a second. I'm at least try to catch some more fish before. Real shallow cast. Probably get snagged out there. Nope, didn't get snagged, we didn't get a fish either. Let's try it a little further out. Let it sink for a second. Oh, I thought I had something. I'm not sure.
Anything in there?
Let me try that again because it felt like I was getting a bite, but I'm not sure what that was.
Are those your Skittles? They got rained on. It's not like they're all melted. Is that good?
that one real shallow. Like that one real shallow. Just a smaller guy, little white crappie. Going crazy. Look at that. Just a little white crappie there. About 6 inches or so, 6.5, something like that. Got some good color to them. When you move them, you can see that green. They just look white and black here, but then you move them, you see more like green and yellow on them, which is really cool. Another white crappie. I'm gonna go ahead and let him go. So there we go. Cool. I did not expect the bite to pick up when it started raining. That's pretty cool. Snake River, what's up? Depending on the rain. So right now I'm just fishing with jigs up here. This is the same lake. Depending on whether I'm in town or where I am when Sunday comes around. Maybe, if you stay tuned, maybe later today, if it's not raining, because we're supposed to get some rain. What I'm thinking is it might rain for a few hours and then stop. If that happens, later on today, I'm going to get some worms. I'm going to get, everything rigged up, just like when me and you were fishing together Sunday. And this same lake, I'm going to go down, see if you guys can see. I'm going to go down that way, past those trees. And my parents' neighbor's backyard is over there, and I'll fish from there with worms. And it'll be kind of like pre-fishing for our little one-on-one. So anyone who hasn't heard, Snake River got first in the Fish Like a Kid tournament, which is just fishing with worms and small hooks and stuff like that. There's my dad on Backwoods Mindsets tournament. And I think I forgot to capture that last fish. There we go. I still got time. And I got second place, and so now me and him have to do a one-on-one fish off to see who's the final champion or whatever. And we're both gonna fish with worms and small hooks, and it's gonna be this Sunday. It's gonna be at 3 p.m. Central, which is 2 p.m. in potato time, mountain time. And it's gonna be 3 hours long. I don't know if the fishing tournament, like the fish off, us actually fishing is 3 hours, but the whole time we need to be live is 3 hours. So maybe it's 2.5 hours, whatever it is. I don't know. But up to 3 hours of us fishing. So stay tuned. That'll be this Sunday on Backwoods Mindsets channel. I don't know what Snake River has up his sleeve. I don't really have a way to have anything up my sleeve because I don't know where I'm going to be. I'm either going to be here or I'll be 2.5, 3 hours away in Springfield, Missouri. So if I'm in Springfield, Missouri, there's a place I'd love to go, but I don't think I can go live there. So I might just have to catch a bunch of really small dinks out of a creek and hope that adds up to 5 or 6 pounds or something. I think we're going total weight for the whole thing. But either way, it'll be fun. If Snake River beats me, it is what it is. He catches a lot bigger fish anyway for the most part. If I dink him to death by catching a bunch of tiny fish, that'd be fun too. But the reason why I'd like to be here and fish this lake is I've caught a 41-pound carp out of this. I've caught several carp in the 20-pound range just on worms out of this lake. It's been a while, but I've also caught 5 to 10-pound catfish out of this lake on worms too, little channel cats. So there's a chance I can get into something nice and make it more exciting than just bluegills. Later, live in Minnesota. Appreciate you guys. I just got a free rod and reel down in the spillway. Did you catch it, or did someone leave it there? That's crazy, man. First time he's ever gone to that spillway and he found a free rod and reel. Yeah, good luck with that off the hook. I wish I knew what to tell you there. I know I'm going to have to deal with my own issues once I get better mics and all types of stuff. If that stuff helps your channel, but then you have to look up all that stuff too and figure it out. So I don't know. All right. I'm trying some casts further out now to see if there's any further out there. I kind of let it sink a little bit. I'd like to catch another one of these 2-3 pound bass on this tiny little rod and show you guys. That was fun. Really. I've hooked up with several in this live stream. They were about a pound or so. And they keep flopping off before I could have moved. I thought I had something, I guess not. Something's hitting my jig. There we go. Oh, wow. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. I hope you guys saw that. Please tell me if me aiming the camera down, if you guys saw that. That crappie jumped 2 feet out of the water. Please tell me you guys saw that. Please tell me you guys saw that. Ah. Look at that. Just a little black crappie. Decent one, but jumped 2 feet out of the dang water. Was that in frame or out of frame? Let me know. I'm excited. So I definitely got it on the GoPro. So there's that feisty little crappie right there. That's awesome. I captured it. The looping mode, I'm still getting it figured out. It was in the water about 5 feet out. I got my, oh, you saw it out there. You got your 7.6 rod with a sinker and drug it in. Well, that's cool. Is it a nice rod or is it all beat up and old? Let me know. Did you guys see that jump or was it off camera? I'm hoping it was right there where you guys could see it, but it might have been a little further out. I don't know. Waiting for some feedback here. Is my chat super delayed? There's a spider on my tripod. You're not welcome. Did you see it or not? I gotta bend down for you guys to see my face. Otherwise, all you'll see when I'm out there is just the top of my head. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna get back to fishing and see if anyone lets me know if they saw that jump or not. I'm hoping you guys saw the jump, because that thing jumped a good 2 feet out of the water. At least a foot out of the water. Well, back to fishing it is. Snagged up. Got a giant log out there. Oh, I'm still not getting any feedback from anyone on whether my whether you guys saw that jump. Interesting. You guys see me and hear me just fine, or is the connection all jacked up now? Got one. Another one. Just a little black crappie. Check it out. Another black crappie. Go ahead and get that guy back. A little smaller than the size I'm trying to keep. I'm not getting any comments right now. Is my chat messed up? I'm confused. If anyone can chat, let me know. It's down to 4 people. Maybe nobody's watching. I don't know. Guess I'll just keep catching fish and hope people come back in. Not sure what happened there. There we go. Oh, came off. Lost another one. Go ahead. Oh, I lost another one. They're definitely still hitting out there, which is awesome. I'm worried. See, I'm not seeing the chat at all now, so I'm worried it's all messed up. I might end it and start again. Sorry if you guys are chatting and I'm not seeing it, but something's going on. It might just be the connection with the clouds out here. But I'm not seeing anybody's messages now. Alright guys, if you're in here, I'm going to go ahead and end it and restart. I'm not really sure what's happening. We'll try again. Thanks for watching. I'm going to try to go live again. The rain is starting, so we'll see what happens, but I'm going to try to go live again. Later, everyone.